Hello everyone, thank you for watching this. And what's happening today is I am interviewing lots and lots of people who are raw vegans and fruit lovers and people like that on this Instagram account. And today, right now, we have Marina Grubic who's going to come on, originally from Serbia. I don't know where she is in the world right now. She's always moving around. So thank you for Fiona, Alana. Thanks for um, yeah, so you might want to stay for a little bit. We're going to be talking about tropical fruit and some of Marina's experiences with travelling to far off locations, sampling tropical fruits and things like that. It might be interesting for you. So, and Marina's also got a book about tropical fruit. We'll talk about that a little bit as well. And Marina's been a raw vegan for a number of years. I just waiting for her to join us. Just waiting for her to join us. How are you guys doing? How's everyone doing? What are you up to today? There's always a bit of delay in the questions, so I'll probably get some answers in 30 seconds time or something, but everything's going good. So I'm just going to wait for Marina to come on and we shall see what happens. Wonder if I can message her. There's a weird thing about Instagram, I can't really message people when I've gone live, so Marina, where are you? You got the bundle yesterday, Alana? Oh, that's really cool. So have you looked at any of it yet, and what part of it appeals to you the most? Is there any part of it that you enjoy more than anything else? Oh, I don't know why Marina's not joining. Oh, there she is. So Marina's just coming on now. Here we go.
Hi, Ronnie. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm late, like 2 minutes. I'm sorry.
Oh, you're okay. That's great. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. How are you?
Yeah, I'm excellent. I'm really enjoying this week communicating with everyone, and it's good
Same
to
here.
talk to you. So where are
Yes.
you in the world right now?
Why does everyone ask that? I wonder. Yeah, even when people meet me in the street, they ask like, "On which continent are you now?" And I'm like, right now I'm here in my home country of Serbia, in my hometown, Novi Sad.
Very cool, very cool. So what part of Serbia is that? Is that north or south?
It's north part of Serbia, yeah. So Serbia has, oh well, I don't know how many parts. Well, I mean, like the north part of Serbia is called Vojvodina, and it's a beautiful part of Serbia, I believe, and the capital of Vojvodina, which is like maybe 1/10 of London or 100 part of London, the size. So the capital of Vojvodina is Novi Sad, and that's my hometown. And I have to say, it's a beautiful old town in Europe.
Awesome. Well, everyone, thank you for watching. I hope you can stay on for a little bit. We'll probably go for who knows how long, 10 minutes, 15, 20, depending. And feel free to put some questions below. We're going to be talking about the raw vegan lifestyle. I think we're specifically going to be talking about tropical fruit and some of your experiences around the world and different places you've been to. Do you want to share with us quickly a little bit about your story, about how you ended up doing this kind of a diet and lifestyle?
Yeah, sure. Well, it was part of a divine plan. When I was little, I had a pet, a rabbit. And one fortunate day, I witnessed my rabbit being murdered by my dear father and the neighborhood. And that shocked me. And the plan was that myself and my brother stay in our room and don't see how our rabbit is turned into a lunch. However, I was the one who was very curious, and I decided to run out as quickly as possible, to pass my mother, who was supposed to like guard us to stay in our room. So I ran out into the backyard, and then I saw that scene that is still like, just like, I memorized that scene so well, unfortunately. And I started screaming and crying, and I didn't really understand why my father was holding my rabbit, and the blood was dropping down my rabbit, and the neighborhood had this big knife in his hand. And that was the scene that really like stuck with me. And I wasn't sure what was going on. I was so confused. I was 5 at the time. But that was the moment which set me up for my life journey, which told me what I was supposed to do in this life. And that's my message: compassion, compassionate living, and equality for all living beings, because humans are not superior over other animals and plants. All together, humans, animals, and plants of this planet create this planet. We are the part of the ecosystem, and if we are destroying other human beings, like other sentient beings, we are going to be as equally like like not having feelings for our own species. So that's the first and foremost my passion, my message for this world, and the mission of my life. But then after becoming vegetarian, which was in 2004, which was unheard of in the place where I grew up. So vegetarian, like, that was like alien, like didn't exist. Anyway, in 2005, I went vegan. Even when I went vegetarian in 2004, I knew there was something wrong with milk, but I didn't know what. Like, because everyone around me drank milk as if they were cows. And I didn't understand what, but something inside of me was telling me, this is wrong, Marina. You shouldn't be drinking something that comes from a cow. And then in 2005, I decided to go vegan, even though I didn't know why. And then I was studying, and then like the whole another world just opened in front of my eyes. And I was so angry because nobody was telling me about it before. And I grew up being lied. But not because people around me were mean, but because they were lied as well, but not because
Sure.
their parents, but just because it was like the whole ignorance of humanity that was going on, and that is still going on. And somehow I see that like people have been living in this dark age of ignorance. And that's why I believe that this corona pandemic, I'm saying pandemic, pun intended, is actually a part of divine plan that we are just not aware of, because the only thing that corona is going to kill are actually 3 industries, and those are pharmaceutical, medicine, and meat industries in the end, because all paths are leading to the truth. And I'm so enthusiastic to see the final result.
Yeah, that's awesome. How did you get from vegan to going towards fruit
Oh yeah,
lifestyle?
that's amazing story. It's also a part of divine plan, because so I went vegan, and I was actually addicted to many vegan cooked foods, especially grain-based foods. And there is a science behind it. They have opioids, which actually uh, mess up your brain, and you become addicted to them. So I was really defending my cooked vegan diet. And then one blessed day, just out of blue, a man who was originally from my part of the world, he found my website, and he realized that I was like promoting a vegan message among people in Serbia, where veganism is unheard of. And then he sent me from New York, from the Long Island, the book, The 80-10-10 Diet. And I got the book and I was like, wow, what is this? Like, we are supposed to live on fruit and green leaves. Like, how does nobody told me about this? How come that nobody told me about this before? Why was this hidden from me? And then I was like, you know, this, I guess this is in my nature. When I come to a realization, to truth, I'm like, I have to share this with everyone. And since I'm a translator by trade, I decided to translate that book. So I began translating the book, The 80-10-10 Diet, by Dr. Douglas Graham, before I had a publisher. So I started translating it, and then I just like, I was in search for a publishing company, for a publishing house. And then I came to a publishing house and I literally took the publisher by hand and I was like dragging him, like, and I was like, we have to publish this, we have to publish this. And I even took it so far to take him to the Slovenian festival, Fresh Food Festival at the time, where you were as well. That was in 2013, I believe.
Yeah.
And he went there and I met him with Doug and I was like, you two have to meet and we have to publish that book in Serbia. And the publisher came to the fruit festival in Slovenia, and he was like, "Wow, this really works!" And he felt fantastic on a fruit-based diet. We had amazing food in Slovenia, and it was great. And it was like. It was my the beginning of me going raw in 2012, but also it set me up for my further like business / passion path, because my online business is actually my life, is actually my passion, and I'm doing it from my heart because first and foremost I have a message for this world, and then from then on I made products and services like my retreats and my online program and my books, everything that I'm so passionate about, because I believe that my products are helping people to live healthier, happier, and more satisfying lives. So
Oh,
yeah,
that's awesome.
that's my path.
At what point did you sort of think you wanted to go and travel to different places in tropical countries and things like that?
Well, yeah, thank you for asking that. Well, yeah, that's part of this lifestyle. It's not just about food, it's about a lifestyle. What happened for me, and I believe for so many other people that I've met along the way, is that when you clean your diet, when you are not addicted to all these opioids and chemicals from grain-based foods, from animal foods, it's like your brain is not messed up anymore and you start thinking for yourself. You're not anymore the victim of this world and everything that's going on, and you're just addicted to the foods and they stop you from like thinking for yourself. And then when you clean your gut, when you clean your intestines, they're so lined up with your brain, and then all of a sudden you can think. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I began thinking in my early 20s. Before that, I wasn't thinking. I was a parrot. I was a parrot in the kindergarten. I was a parrot in elementary school. I was the parrot in secondary school. And by the way, I graduated from the secondary medical school where I graduated simultaneously in two majors. And I was so proud of myself. I went to medical school and I had two majors. Oh my gosh, like how clever I was, right? Well, no, darling, you were just a parrot. You were just a gullible parrot who was just repeating everything that she heard. And then because I was feeding my body and my brain with all this addictive food, and I just couldn't think for myself. So when I cleaned my diet, when I cleaned my gut, all of a sudden my brain was like, wait a second, there is more than this. There is more that this beautiful planet, our Holy Mother Earth, has to offer. And then I began to travel. Well, actually, my first travel to the tropics was to Dr. Douglas Graham's retreat in Costa Rica, and that's where I had my first bite of a tropical fruit, which was mamey sapote. and it was like mind-blowing. I was like, wow, what is this? I thought the only fruit was like apples and bananas and oranges and berries, and that's what I had in Europe. And then I was like, wow, this was amazing. And then people told me, well, that's only a beginning. And I was like, what? There is more? And they were like, oh, wait until you try durian, until you try jackfruit, until you try all these amazing fruits. And I was like, I have to know, I have to learn about this. So, and that's where my journey began. I went to Thailand, I went to the Philippines just so that I can enjoy the Filipino fruit. And I went to Malaysia, I lived in Malaysia a couple of times, to Bali, to, oh, okay, Thailand is my second home. That's where my heart is. And I just love it. Yeah, I love Thailand. I just love it. And then I realized, like, and then I met dragon fruit. I was like mind blown. Champedak. Oh my God! I would go to live in Malaysia just to eat champedak and jackfruit and meringue, and then I realized, like, oh, there is so much room to educate people about this, and not just to tell them about this. I don't want them just to try once a jackfruit. I don't want them just to try once a durian. I want them to spread their wings and fly over this amazing world and just experience that for themselves, because it is not just the taste, it is the whole experience. It is discovering the tropics. It is like when you lay down your eyes on only two colors, and those are green and blue. When you have ocean in front of you and jungle behind you, when you're surrounded with 360 degrees of blue water and green palm trees, I want them to feel the sunshine on their naked skin, and then go into the sea and feel the salty water, and then come out and eat dragon fruit or mangoes or durian. That's like, yeah, that's like what people came to this world for. And I just want people to experience that. Yeah, so
Awesome.
yeah.
But would you
Do I
say that
ask a lot? Do I ask a lot? Yeah. So that's it.
you're but you did a retreat in Borneo. I've heard a lot of people say Borneo's pretty special for tropical fruit. What do you think about that?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm gonna share this with you, Ronnie. Borneo is like, it's well, okay, I will say this, like, Borneo has like so many exotical fruits, but they don't have all the varieties that Thailand has, for example. And then you go to Thailand and it has amazing dragon fruits, for example, but it lacks champedak. So you have to go to different places, and the best thing is to just like to map different places and to have your calendar and map with you, and to know when's the season of champedak, and then go to Borneo, and know when's the season of dragon fruit, and then go to Thailand. So that's all the part of the learning process and experience. But Borneo definitely has some of the most exotic fruit in the world, and not just the most exotic, but the quality wise, it's like mind-blowing. Pineapple, so sweet, like dates, like okay, like yeah, it's literally like that. And then champedak and meringue, and like, yeah, I could go on and on.
What do you think?
But
What do
I
you think?
also want to share this. Like, what broke my heart when I was in Borneo is to see farmers market, and I would go to farmers market, and everyone would like teasing me on the farmers market among the locals. They would call me, "Oh, Champedak girl, come here, we have champedaks for you." And I would run to their stall and buy all the champedaks that they have, and like, and they would bring me the champedak from their backyard, like, who know how many years old trees of champedak, never touched by any chemicals, like amazing fruit. And then they
Yeah.
would take my money and they would go to buy cooked food and KFC and McDonald's,
Oh,
because that's Western. Western world has come to Borneo. Like, literally, there is a farmers market in this little town in Borneo where people bring their fruits from their backyard, and next to it is KFC. Isn't
crazy.
that a sin? Isn't that like a scene that I don't know, people should go to jail for that, because then you go to the hospital. I had this fortunate moment on Borneo when I was sleeping in a little my room, my house. There was like a little wooden house in the middle of a jungle, which I absolutely love. But one night I was so fortunate that the snake came into a hole in between wooden walls and got into my bed and bit me.
No, really?
Yeah.
A snake?
So
A
yeah.
snake got in your bed?
What did you say?
A snake got in your bed and bit you?
And
No
slept with
way.
me and then bit me. And so I had to go to the hospital, and that was the only reason why I went to the hospital. But I refused ice, no ice on to for painkiller, like a painkiller, no medicine, nothing. I refused it all, because I have my reasons. I let my body heal. Anyway, so a snake bit me, and that's why I had to go to the hospital. And what I saw in the hospital, I just forgot about the snake. I forgot about being bitten. I forgot about the pain that was tremendous. All I saw were these people and posters like for diabetes and heart diseases. It's and then I go to the farmer's market, and I'm the one, this crazy Western girl who is buying all the Chempedex, and then people go to KFC, and after that they go to hospital and they wonder, oh, what's wrong with us? There is nothing wrong with you, darling. You're offending your divine body with all these toxic foods that you were not meant to eat, and while you were selling your divine fruit for nothing. So that's what really broke my heart there.
Yeah.
And yeah, there is so much room to educate people about something that is so simple and that is laid in front of us, and that is just follow the divine plan of nature. Nature has already prepared food for you. It's sun-kissed food, like the most amazing fruits that you can even you can ever comprehend or like ever imagine. That's you should just enjoy that. And yeah, and something so simple and obvious, like something I'm laughing at myself, like, Marina, your task is so obvious, like there is nothing to educate people about because it should be so obvious, but still there is. Still there is. So yeah.
Yeah. See when the snake came in your bed and bit you, did you go when you went to the hospital, were you thinking like, what's the universe trying to tell me here?
Yeah, sorry, just a message came in right now to my phone. So
I was gonna
can you
say like when a snake comes into your bed and bites you and you go to hospital, do you were you thinking like what's nature or what's the universe trying to tell me with this
Yes, yes,
yeah?
yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, I have a video on my YouTube channel, Hell Gloves, about this experience. So I go into depth about this experience there and what I learned. But I'm gonna share two perspectives that I had. So. Some people might complain, oh, snake bit me or whatever. But I believe that actually snake, this is what I like to believe. If it's true that diseases are transmittable, so is true that health is transmittable. So why do we believe that this snake tried to poison me? I believe that this snake tried to kiss me. So that's the belief number one. And the belief number two is this. So I was so fortunate because I was sleeping on one side, and my right hand was in front of my throat, my neck. So if my hand wasn't there, just in front of my neck, the snake would bit me from my neck, and the snake actually ended
Oh,
up
crazy.
kissing me on my hand, which just saved my life. So I believe that
How
I was, yeah.
how big was this snake?
Oh, it was black. And always, that was like the other part of the story. It was so crazy because when I opened so I was like sleeping,
Oh,
and then all of a
no.
sudden I woke up because something tremendously painful was in my hand, and I woke up and I wasn't sure what was going on, and I didn't see anything. It was pitch dark. So I opened my eyes, And just imagine, in pitch dark, a snake beside me, and I'm just like sitting in my bed with the snake beside me, but I have no idea what's going on. But I believe that the snake was as afraid as I was. And then I went to the bed, so I opened the door of my room. I went to the bathroom. I switched on the light in the bathroom, and all I saw was I was bleeding, and my right hand was puffed. And I was like, what's going on? And all this pain. And I went back to my room and I switched on the light. And the moment I switched on the light, I saw a long black tail just like swirling around my pillow and going.
Oh, God, that's
Yeah.
terrifying.
And yeah, it was really funny, and I didn't know what to do with it. And it was in the middle of the night, somewhere around 4 o'clock in the night, I think. And then because I was working there as a yoga teacher, and it was a long house. If anyone knows what it means, Malay, a long house. So I went in front of another yoga teacher's room, and I didn't want to wake her up, but I didn't know what to do, and it was so painful, and my hand was just popped, and it was bleeding, and so I was standing there in front of her room, and I was like, Lily, I'm sorry to wake you up, but I have something to tell you. And she came out, and when she saw my hand, and she started like screaming, like, what's going on? Like, you don't want to wake me up for this? Like, get into the car. We're going to the hospital right now. And I'm like, are you sure? Like, in this hour? And she was like, Marina, you don't even know what you're talking about. Like, get into the car. And we went there. And they were like, oh, we need to put ice on that. I was like, no ice on this, because this is pollen for a reason. My body is so intelligent that it defending me with this swell, with having a swollen hand. It's defensive system of my body. I'm not going to stop it. So I refuse ice. And they said, oh, do you want painkiller? I'm like, you're not touching me with that. No, don't come close to me with that. So I refused all of that. And after a couple of hours, everything was gone. And yeah, but the thing is with the snakes, how do you know if the bit was poison or not? You just wait. You just wait.
Awesome.
So I was waiting. And I was making my EG stories, and I was like, people, I'm waiting. So, if I don't get back to you in an hour, so, I was waiting. And yeah, fortunately, it wasn't poisonous.
That's amazing, Marina. And I do encourage everyone to go and check out your retreats and Health Glows and everything, your YouTube channel. You've got this book, The Tropical Fruit Guide, and you've actually got a warning on the book, which is, warning, this book will make you dream of tropical fruits day and night.
Yeah,
so,
yeah. Yeah, well, thank you for asking me. Just like you, I have an ebook in our The Ultimate Raw Vegan bundle, which is now available for only $49, like over 60 books. And Ronnie's amazing book is there, which is great if you want to go raw, and if you're just a beginner, it explains quite a lot. And then there is my ebook, my little contribution, just like from other authors, over 60 authors, and you can purchase this Ultimate Raw Vegan bundle through Ronnie's EG bio or through mine, whichever you prefer. Well, thank you for asking me about my ebook. It describes 40 different tropical fruit varieties, all with professional photos of fruits. And why I put the warning there is that people tell me when they just go through all these descriptions and photos, they're like, oh, I want to try this, I want to try this, yes, because you were meant to eat that.
The photos really bring something out. Like the images, the photos are really impacting, really impactful.
Yeah, well, thank you. Yeah, I really put my heart into creating that book, because that's what
Awesome.
to know that that they should try, or not just try, but eat as much as possible, like live on tropical fruits.
Yeah, so if anyone's got any questions, feel free to put some questions down below.
Please.
Marina, what do you think is the benefit to people of getting this bundle? And would this have helped you out when you were sort of starting out or wanting to learn more?
Oh yes, oh yes, and not just like I've been on a 100% raw vegan, low fat raw vegan diet since 2012, since February 2012. So it's like over 9 years now. And when I got this bundle, I was like opening all these books. And even for me, who has been on this lifestyle for over 9 years, it has helped me a lot. And I'll just tell you a story. Like the bananas have been my staple. Like, oh my gosh, you can even see. Okay, this is my kitchen. Like you can see what's my staple. Like, yeah, this is my lifestyle. And I don't have a cooker, no stove. The only like cooker that I have is this. It's my dehydrator. So anyway, I want to, my point here is that I've been living this for the past almost a decade, and even for me this bundle has been so helpful. So for the other the other day I was just scrolling through the bundle and all these books and the recipes, and I saw so many new ideas, and then I realized that over the years I learned, I created certain recipes that I just stick to, and
Sure.
it's just convenient to make like more or less the same every single day. And then I saw all these different varieties and like ideas from different people, and I was like, oh yeah, I could make this. It just brought in some freshness into my decade of almost a decade, 9.5 years of raw veganism. So it definitely brought freshness into mine. 10 years. Ooh, yeah, so cool. Join the bundle is huge. So much has happened in the last. Yeah, I enjoy. I agree. So yeah, even to me, it was very helpful.
Yeah, because when you started off and when I started off, this was when 80-10-10 came out, or just before, or just after, or whatever. And people had started to make books inspired by that, but there wasn't that many before then. And now there's a lot more people that are sharing this lifestyle, and there's people like you, like me, like others who have been doing it for 10 years. There wasn't so many people back then that had been doing it for so long. So there's a lot, and obviously the bundle has 65 different ebooks and courses and programs. So it's something. I was speaking to Grant. Me and Grant were saying to each other, it feels like this might be a little bit of a moment of rejuvenation, sort of, for fruit-based raw vegan movement at the moment with this bundle, with everyone coming together and supporting this. It's a really nice moment.
It is, and especially because we witnessed how well some people have went from raw vegan diet to cooked diet and then defended their new beliefs on YouTube and became quite popular about that. Because
Absolutely.
whenever you say to people, oh, like whenever you tell them good news about their bad habits, they will love you. They will love you for that. That's why medicine is so popular. Well, anyway, so and then so this is why I see this, like, we over 60 people joined together to bring the same message to people, and that's raw vegan diet and healthy lifestyle. And that's what I'm so passionate about, and so happy that we have this amazing community of people from all around the world who are living this, and whose passion is to convey this message to people.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, thanks everyone for joining us. If anyone's got any questions, feel free to
Well,
ask
actually,
below.
I have a question for your amazing ebook.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I wanted to ask you a couple of questions, but first, let me congratulate you for taking such endeavor to write this ebook, and I believe that it helped already a lot of people to go raw, and
thank
I
you.
believe that there is so many more to come. But if I mean, I believe that everyone who is here know that Ronnie is running a fantastic festival in the UK. But let me first ask you, when's the next festival?
Well, I hope to do something this summer. I don't know if it will be as big as what you went to, but maybe we'll just have a weekend, maybe 3 days, 4 days. I don't know for sure, and I'm looking at venues, and I want to find a different place. So it might end up just being a smaller thing. We might not announce it till later on, but
Mhm.
I definitely want to keep the history of the festival going. I think that's important, and um, so
Absolutely, bring
we'll
us
see.
together. Bring us together. We had amazing time uh, in the previous festivals. So yeah, I just don't want that to end.
Yeah, no, of course. I think that what I need to do is probably next week I'll be going and trying to visit some venues, trying to find a place, and then I'll make some more moves going forward there. There's still obviously this there's a chance that things will lock down again. There's always a chance, but things seem to be going in the right direction. So I'm a little cautious, but I think things are going in the right direction.
They will. They have to. They will. I mean, there is no other way, I guess. So, yeah, I would love to go to your festival again. The time when I
Yeah,
was
let's make it
there was
happen.
just
Let's make it
fantastic.
happen.
And oh, thank you, thank you. And now about your ebook. So how long into this lifestyle you decided to write an ebook?
Okay, so that book is actually a collection of things that I've been writing going back maybe 5 or 6 years even. So what it was, I started to send emails to the UK Fruit Fest newsletter. I started to sometimes write blogs and articles and things like that. So really, I was just bringing all that together, editing it, changing it, improving it, and I had about 100, 101 articles and stuff. So I did that. I also have some of it's like there's parts of it that are linking to videos and linking to interviews. So there's some sections like that. So I think that it's like, I mean, I put that out last year, so it's like 8 or 9 years in. But I had some smaller books that were more like kind of giveaways,
Mhm.
before that. Um, but I think I just wanted to get something out there, and I felt like it's probably not going to be my best book, but I just thought I want to get something out and start the momentum, and then I'll maybe write something better after it. But
Mhm.
but I I I definitely feel like in the last few years I started to shift from I want to just help promote all these other people and bring them to the festival, and I started to think, wait, there's a few things that I want to share that I think are important that other people aren't maybe saying loud enough, um, or people are maybe not putting it across. Because as someone running the festival, I could talk to the audience and I could tell maybe they weren't understanding something, maybe they weren't taking something seriously enough, maybe that kind of thing. So
Would
it
you
started to make me
highlight
think,
would you highlight for us some of the messages from your book? Like three the most important parts that you
yeah.
think people should know.
I mean, firstly, I'm a full-on believer in fruit-based, low-fat, raw vegan. I would call it 80-10-10. I'm a full believer in the 80-10-10 diet, and I'm a Doug Graham, pretty much from that school of thought, probably like yourself. Natural hygiene, not really supportive of supplements, unless you need it, medical reasons or whatever. But I I I tend to personally I do a supplement-free lifestyle as much as I can, at least. Um, Fruits, low fat, simple, um, and a couple of messages. I just feel like people get scared about, am I eating enough greens? Am I eating enough nuts and seeds? Am I eating enough, am I getting enough protein? I just want people to relax about all that. Like, get back to the point of your previous diet was killing you. like it, you were going to go to the hospital. You were going to have 20, 30 years taken off your life, and you're worried about, am I getting enough protein on a fruit diet? Like, relax. That's what I feel about it. Like, these are the best foods. Get rid of all that fear. Get rid of all that fear. And controversially, like, for some people, like, I don't think organic's a very important thing. That's another message maybe in the book, is like, change your diet first. Okay, going towards organic may be more important, but there's no point in you thinking about organic if you're eating steak and eggs and bacon. Like, organic versions of that are not going to help. So you got to change to a fruit-based diet, basically, for health, or increase the amount of fruit in your diet. Never fear fruit. That's one of my messages, is like, don't be scared of this diet. Don't be scared of fruit. Jump in. And a message that I do like to share that I think is important is with dental health, because there's people from 10 years ago, my generation of going raw, we were following different people that were saying, eat as many dates as you like, eat all this dried fruit, as much calories. And it took me years to realize that eating all those dates and dried fruit was damaging for my teeth. Now, it might not be for everyone, but for me, if I just have 1 or 2 dates, I start to get sensitivity like straight away now. And I wish I'd never done that. So I'm very strong, very clear on dental health, but also, keeping the dried fruit low. And I think that's the main problem a lot of people have with that.
I have a solution for eating dates and still taking care of your teeth. So you take a date, you pit out, you remove the pit, and then you just wrap the date. Each date that you eat, you actually wrap it in a leaf of green lettuce, and that's how you can eat it, and you protect the green leaf around the date, actually protects your teeth.
That sounds like a great idea. I've never tried that. I should maybe try that one.
Oh, really? Yeah, like it has been my staple for so many periods in my life. Like,
yeah, but
you know that when you like when you just live something and then you think that everyone knows about it. Like, for me, I think that everyone has so many fruits in the house, and I think that everyone is eating like dates and wrapped in green leaves, and because like, yeah, that's what I've been living for the past decade. And then when people tell me, like, I don't know, like when people ask me, oh, why so many bananas are you buying? And I'm like, doesn't everyone do that? Like, what else people eat? I even forgot. Like, yeah, it's like crazy, like how you can mind shift. And I just want to say this, that I grew up not living like this in like, no, when I was little, we had a cooker actually in the kitchen where I grew up, and it's only now, like, I'm like, people still use cooker. Do they even have that in their kitchens? Like, like, it's just a mind shift which happened to me and which can happen for everyone. And believe me when I say this, because I grew up going to McDonald's. I grew up eating all the worst foods that you can, and that was normal for me. So if I could have managed to bring this mind shift into my brain, you can do, I mean, like, everyone can do it too. So that's what I like. I just wanted to
mindset say. I think it's excellent for people to hear what you said there, because I think one of the things that people need to make a shift on is the way they think, the way they approach life. I know that you're such a positive person, and yet I know that you've not had an easy life. You were brought up in a country that was essentially at war, and you're the most positive person I probably know, despite all that. And other people have very little struggles in life, but they're complaining all the time. And they'll say, oh, the fruit diet is too difficult, too expensive, and all this stuff. But your mindset and attitude towards it is so positive and confident. And that's what people need to start to develop, is real confidence in this lifestyle, and belief in it, and belief in themselves, and the belief in the faith that they can change their health and that it will happen for them. And that it might take some time for them to make those changes, but inevitably it will happen if they just keep going and get around the right people. So I think it's invaluable if people can get around you, someone like you with that kind of mindset, because it's just infectious. And as you said, you can catch health off people, but it's because you can catch your habits and your standard you set. Even among raw vegans, you set a pretty high standard. Like, your diet is pretty pretty high level even for a raw vegan, you know. I
Oh,
I would imagine you're pretty much salt free. High.
no salt. No salt. I got rid of salt from my diet even before going raw vegan. I think it was 2007. And this comes from someone who ate food with salt. That's how much I love
Yeah,
salt.
yeah, yeah,
And if I could ditch it, you can ditch it. Oh, well, let me just tell Jonas Sunshine. Yes. So, how do you say raw vegan diet in my mother tongue of Serbian? Okay, listen. Are you careful? Listen carefully. Are you ready for this? Okay, so sirova biljna ishrana. Do you want to try to repeat?
yeah. Me, Silva Barva Iskrena.
That's
Well,
good. That's good. That's fair enough.
I learned a little bit of Slovenian when I was at the Slovenian festival.
Yes,
Um,
yeah. Yeah, it
so
is
yeah,
very similar. We actually were one country before 1990s, and then everyone.
Yugoslavia. Yeah, I had
Yes,
a really nice.
Yugoslavia.
We had a we there was an Austrian festival last year, and there was quite a few people from uh, Slovenia, different, and there might have been some Serbians there. I'm not sure, but they were telling me a lot about Yugoslavia and stuff. It's quite
Yes,
an interesting
yes.
conversation.
I love Austria. I lived for 4 months
Austria was
last year
amazing.
in Austria in the Alps.
Oh wow,
It
beautiful!
was like beautiful, so
It's
beautiful.
amazing. Yeah.
So, did you go just to Vienna or some other place as well?
No, we went to Vienna, but then we travelled to the festival, which was up in the hills near where the
Oh,
Sound of Music was.
yeah. Then you
So it
know.
was, yeah, we were in a cab, and you would have loved it. Like you would have been in, that element. Like Doug, Grant, all the 8 10 10 people
I
in
know,
there.
but it was just after I came back from
Yeah,
to Serbia after like months and months of traveling around the world. So it wasn't the right time for me to travel again. But I
yeah,
definitely would love to go there again. And I saw some pictures, and I know some people who were there, and everyone says it was amazing.
it
I
was
mean, come
so good.
on, just being in the community of, you know, us, like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and yeah, in the mountains and stuff. It was crazy. Good times. So looking forward to more of these events happening again. Um, well, I've got another live happening in 10 minutes time or so on Fruity Eva's channel, I think, or on Instagram page, or
Nice.
maybe she'll come on mine. I'm not sure, but we'll do that. So um, any questions last minute, anyone feel free to add. But Marina, where should people follow you? Your website, YouTube channel, anything else?
Well, thank you for asking that. My YouTube channel, my Instagram profile, my Facebook page, and my website. Everything is under Health Glows, like glowing health, health glows. And my website is healthglows.net, and that's where you can find a lot of recipes, my blogs, my videos, my 5-minute fitness routines that you can do at home. And if you are interested in my printed editions of my recipe books and the not tropical fruit guide, that's only a big ebook, and my online program, that's where you can find my services, my products, but also a lot of free stuff that is on my website, hellgloves.net. So just go there and enjoy.
Amazing. Okay, well, thank you. And just want to give a last minute shout out to the Ultimate Raw Vegan Bundle, the first time that this kind of offer has ever been made. It's a very valuable offer for people. It's essentially a no-brainer if you're on the path of wanting to learn more and you're looking for some educational materials and inspirational materials. And someone was saying a lifetime of recipes and more than enough of the recipes that you'll ever need for sure. Um, a lot of these books have sold individually for $20, $30. And the whole thing is, as Marina says, $49 for 65 books, programs, courses. If you even get one thing out of it, it'll have been worth it. Because even one thing, one little lesson, one tip can really make a difference. But you're going to get many, many, many different things. So you can click on the links in our bios to find out more about it and see if it's for you. So thank you for joining me, Marina. Any last minute inspiration for people?
Yeah, well, me on your show, and thank you for everything that you are doing. Any last minute inspiration? People, just eat as just eat more fruits and salads, and just fall in love with fruits and veggies, and start exercising. Start with my 5-minute fitness routines that are free, and you can do it and at home, no equipment needed. They're on my website healthgloves.net, and start from there, and just be an example for everyone around you to follow. That's it.
Amazing. Yeah, and I really like what you said there, fall in love with fruits and vegetables, like really get passionate about it. So yeah,
Yeah.
awesome. Thank you very much, Marina. I'll see
Thank
you
you.
soon.
Yeah. See you soon. Bye bye, everyone.
Bye, everyone.